So that's the photo.
Oh, God. We were approached to make a film about the Tragically Hip's last tour. We knew the band. Gord was a friend of ours. And we were in the middle of making Anthropocene. So it was kind of like, okay, we've got this going on. How can we do two things at the same time? But more importantly, is this the right time for cameras to be rolling? And we went to Gord, who was recovering from surgery at that point, and said, are you really sure you want to document this? He said to me, make the film I've never seen. And he also said, I absolutely want this and I want you to do it. When that film came out, we didn't talk about it. We didn't do any press. We did, because all anybody was going to ask us about was, you know, how's he doing? What's the situation? And that wasn't our story to tell. And out of respect for him, for his family, for his bandmates, for the people who were in the thick of it with him, we really just stayed mute about that. I'm so glad we did it, because it was iconic in so many ways, that tour. And I think, especially now, again, in the global situation that we are in, those symbols of what makes us Canadian are really, really important. And he is that symbol, and the band is that symbol. That tour was that symbol. Remember when that last concert in Kingston, it was like, how many people watched? Well, everybody in Canada had 3 or 4 people over, and they watched it together. The whole country watched that. That was amazing. You know, we had so many cameras there, and the CBC had so many cameras there, and it was the most intense moment, the most intense filming experience I've ever had. And that's saying something, because I've been hanging off dams in China and in you know, getting arrested in Russia, and we've been in some pretty hairy situations. But that was still the most intense and rewarding experience, I think, that I've ever had filming.